She just
Here.
okay.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, we're not too
So
early.
you have internet at home now, Laurel, or getting there?
Not yet. I've been going to Starbucks, spending a lot of time there.
Okay.
So.
Well, Starbucks likes you right now, I'm sure. Well, I'm sorry, that's a tough situation you're in, so
I think I'm
admire
getting
you
it all
for-
worked out.
Okay. I mean, you know, I would say, you know, you had that deadline. What was it? Did you say? Where did she go?
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, if you really, you know, definitely, how about by the end of the week? Can we, I mean,
Okay.
you know, let's shoot for the 2nd. Is that Tuesday or next
That's
Tuesday?
the Tuesday. Yes, sir.
Okay. But if you still can't quite get everything, I mean, definitely, I think by the end of the week is reasonable.
Okay.
Is that right? I mean,
I think
unless you have, like, flu the whole, you know, 2 weeks.
Well, this weekend I should be able to like get a lot of the work done.
Okay.
So I think by Tuesday.
Oh, I need to start the recording, right?
Oh, it's already recording. The red dot in the top
So
right.
why isn't the, okay.
Why isn't it not
That
in?
Brady Bunch, or is it just too few people right now?
No.
Okay.
Help me.
How are you, Michael? Good?
I'm okay. Trying to get my homework to attach. Email.
Okay. How are you, Nick and Eric?
Chrome.
Doing all right. How you doing?
I think I finally got the name straight, I hope. No, this takes me a little while. Yeah, were you panicking when J1 first said, told me he was leaving? Well, see, I would panic.
Do you by chance have a rubber band? Okay.
Yay!
Okay. Homework sent. No. Go away, Internet Explorer.
Does Chrome not work on the email?
Apparently not. Not when trying to attach something.
Because Safari was giving me trouble yesterday.
I know it's Mac to give everybody trouble all the time.
You're a trash can. I'm gonna take a purple beer. Maybe 2. Thank you. Were you at the senior lunch today?
No.
Why?
I don't eat lunch.
What do you mean you don't eat lunch?
I don't eat lunch.
We haven't muted it.
Michael, I guess I got your homework. Is it? And Mason, yeah, okay. Michael, I got your homework.
All right, good.
Okay.
Should have been like, there's 2 emails. One has 1 document, the other has 2.
Yes, I saw the 2 emails.
Yeah, all right, good.
Thank you.
We'll make sure you got everything.
Yep, I got one PDF file and then 2 other files. One PDF file in one email, and then 2 looked like Word type documents in another email.
One's a Word document, the other is some Fathom program,
Oh,
the
Fathom.
spreadsheet thing.
Okay. All right. Great. So Jane Ashley's absent today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hi, Brett. How are you?
I have strep throat again, so
Oh my gosh. But you're able to sit up and at least go through this meeting, so that's good. That's good. Well, I don't know where everyone is, so let me get that quiz going. Also, did you get my email about downloading this handout that I have in the handout of doc sharing? If you didn't do it, get that. It's under the handout section of the doc sharing, but the reading quiz should be available right. Hi, Mary.
hello.
You do all this now.
Should be available right now. The reading quiz. 6. We're missing all the Fort Worth.
Oh shoot.
Baxter took to the streets dressed as a mythical creature.
Oh, there is Maddie and Victoria.
Reading. Great.
I'm here too.
And
Come on.
it's
That was
not
amazing.
working.
What's not working?
Wait,
One
zoom it out,
second.
zoom it up.
Our video is. That's because that TV's not on.
You don't have to turn it on. It's because he's not displaying anything. Oh, okay. I don't know what I just. I'm sorry.
So are you downloading the quiz? First, that's the first order of business.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Are all the quizzes that you give open note
Open note.
at the beginning across
Not-
all of them?
Not book, but you bring your own notes.
Okay.
Did you not know that?
No, but it's okay.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
Okay.
If you can get all that information, no, I think I said that. I didn't write it down in like the syllabus. So yeah,
Okay.
bring your own notes.
Okay. Oh, and I went to IT and they fixed that.
To get okay, great.
So I
Great.
can get in. Yeah.
Good. So Mason, I don't know what's the trouble, but I did get your I got your email for your homework due today. That's good. It's just mysterious why I wasn't getting the other one. Yes, Mason.
I think I might have messed up your email, and I just kept sending it to the wrong email over and over again. Because I think I had .com instead of .org. I think that was the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Because I checked it today, and it said .com,
Because
and
I
I
mean,
changed it to...
plus you get all my emails, and so you could have just copy and pasted or whatever. But yeah, that's it. But I'm surprised it didn't come back to you as saying return.
There is a CanterburySchool.com.
Oh, there is? Aha! There is a CanterburySchool.com, so
It's just not us.
some other school got it. So I got Nick's, Eric's, and Michael's quiz.
I have a question about the quiz.
Yes.
When you say that you want us to list 2 different kinds of friends, do you want us to define them or just list the names?
Nope, just list them.
Okay.
Do you want this handout printed out or not? I don't know. Do they want the handout printed out? I've got it.
I can't open that. If you send it straight to the printer, I'll get it and copy it.
I don't get it.
But I'll have to copy. You print 2 copies and.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Victoria, if we have a few minutes, well, actually, can you email me your cell phone number so I can call you and we can talk right after the end of this class? Victoria,
yeah, sure.
Unless you have somewhere to go, I'd like to talk, I mean, that way we're not talking to the whole world, so.
Okay.
So I got Britt's reading quiz, Michael, Eric, and Nick's. I don't know where Samir is.
I'm right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Samir. You're here. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Excellent.
I don't like when it doesn't print. Oh, no wonder it's trying to print at my house.
Yeah.
That could be a problem.
Like, literally half my stuff at this school just doesn't work anymore.
Victoria, Britt, Michael, Eric, and Nick. The rest of you.
I'm still finishing my quiz. I just sent you my cell phone number really quickly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
I got Mason and Samir. Mary.
Mr. Chang, that's just a different email because my original email isn't working right now, so it just won't let me attach it. So that's just from a different email.
Okay. That's why we should have 3,000 different email accounts, just in case. So I'm missing Taft's, right, and Maddie, and Laurel.
I haven't done this chapter yet because I'm still getting caught up on 1 and 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you're gonna have to do both.
Right. No, I'll be caught up by Tuesday.
Right. Okay. No, I gotcha. I'm sorry. Gotcha. Samir. Okay, I got Samir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, it's just hard to keep track of everything. Victoria, you got yours in? Maddie, are you
yeah.
Maddie and Victoria?
I just sent mine.
Okay. I got Maddie's. And I got.
Did you send your quiz in?
Okay, Taft, do you have yours in?
Yes, I'm sending
Quiz?
it. Also, I just realized that. Hey, wait 1 second.
After yelling.
I know. I just realized that I tried to scan in part of my homework to you, and I just realized that I sent it to the wrong email. Can I rescan it at the end of class?
Yes.
Thank you.
Taft, do I have your quiz?
I'm sending it right now.
Okay. Victoria, you sent it already?
Yes, I'm sending it right now.
Okay, all right. Because we have much to discuss. Just some semi-interesting weather, huh?
Yeah, only science kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Miracle is only getting mildly hammered.
Okay. All right. Oh, I don't have it. Victoria's still sending it.
Sorry, I lost it for a second.
All right.
Okay. Should be sending.
All right. All right. So, questions on the reading. Yes, Victoria, thank you. Questions on the reading. We're going to get to more difficult things that I still expect you to read, but then I need to explain some things too, to add or to make clear, okay? Again, I do expect you to read that, look at that CD when they refer.
I have a question about the reading.
Yes.
Those the advections, like what are those?
Who's asking?
Britt?
Oh, Britt. Okay. Advections. We must have been the time we covered that when you were sick. So someone teacher, I mean, I'll add to it or, help explain, but what is a temperature advection? What does cold advection mean?
Transport of colder air over a location by the wind.
Yep. Cold advection is the transport of colder air by the wind. This should be on your monitor, right?
It's not.
No.
It is.
Well, no, not your monitor at home, but like a monitor on a giant screen that you have.
Yeah, it's not.
Can anyone see my writing?
Yeah, we can see it. We can see us in.
But you two can't?
Yeah, we can.
Britt, can you?
Yep.
Who says they can't? Okay, that, I don't know why, that is a tech issue, because that's how that's my whiteboard, is I'm writing on this OneNote, and somehow there should be another monitor that you see this writing. I would ask the tech person.
Shoot.
Mike's
will be on.
Oh, there we go. See, look. There we go. But that one's off.
Do you see it?
Shoot. What's
Now that one's gonna come on.
Somebody else take the remote. Jesus, take the remote. Jesus.
Can you see it?
Wait. Sorry.
Okay,
there we go.
Okay. So it's basically, Britt, it's the temperature's falling because your colder air is blowing over a region. And here's how to, so tell anybody, maybe Britt, we're looking from above. I always have to give you the viewpoint. And here is my weather station right here. And let's say, here's the wind direction. Is this cold advection, or I'll let you write down yourself what warm advection is, Britt, the transport of warmer air by the wind. Is this cold advection or warm advection at a station? Is the wind blowing colder air over the region or warmer air over this place where I put an X? Colder air, right? How about here?
Warm.
Warmer. How about if the winds are exactly parallel to the isobars? Isotherms. No advection. No advection. Okay.
Could that
So
also be called
we
neutral?
Yeah, is that what the book said? Neutral? I guess it can be called neutral.
I think so, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it said cold, warm,
I
and
did
neutral.
talk about this earlier, so I hope reading it helped that you understand. But yeah, I guess neutral advection. Okay. So, air masses, instead of going, I think air masses is a fairly easy concept. So tell me, where you live, give me, there are two air masses that really affect us the most. When I say us, I mean all of us. Yeah, there are some other ones that, well, actually, Fort Worth, there's a third one that I can think of that really doesn't affect the rest of us. Give me the name of one air mass that definitely affects all of us.
Maritime.
Continental polar, which means what? Continental means it is the moisture characteristic. The first letter means continental, which is the moisture characteristic. When I say moisture, I mean water vapor. So continental's land, so it means dry. And then P for polar, it means cold and dry.
Would I still
Second
be
one
polar?
sorry, I'm not trying to shout. I shout sometimes. Yes, Samir.
Would Florida still be polar? Or is that?
Yes. Obviously not in the summertime, but you do get continental polar in the wintertime.
Oh.
Okay. The second air mass that affects all of us, and I'm thinking especially, it can happen now, but it's really like in the summertime.
Tropical.
Okay, that's the second letter.
Is it,
Maritime?
Maritime tropical. I hate maritime tropical because that's those hot, humid air masses. Tropical means hot. Maritime means humid, moist. Okay, so those hot, humid days. You do get maritime tropical in the wintertime, but it's not like hot as summer or as humid. Okay, like sometimes occasionally we'll get a day of 60 degrees in the wintertime. That would be more of a tropical, for winter at least.
Here.
Okay, there are other ones, but do you understand? All the other ones. What are the other ones? Maritime, polar, continental, tropical, etc. Right? And then isn't there an Arctic one?
Yeah, Arctic,
What's that?
continental Arctic.
Yeah. Maddie.
So today in Texas, or today in Fort Worth, it's 80 degrees. So is that a maritime tropical air mass?
Yeah, here's the third one that probably affects you more than us. And that is the continental tropical. Yeah, I did notice how hot it is. Continental tropical means hot but dry. not humid.
Yeah.
And this is very peculiar to Texas and Oklahoma. But have you guys, and we'll talk about it to everybody, but you guys in Fort Worth, have you heard of the dry line?
No.
Okay, that's a common feature in the spring and summer in Texas where I don't know if the dry line gets past you, but in front, I mean, it can be really hot and humid, 90 degrees and just so like a sauna humid. And then all of a sudden, it's still hot, but the air dries out a lot.
Yeah.
Because behind the dry line is continental tropical. And we'll talk about that later. That tends to really fire up thunderstorms. But hopefully there'll be examples of these dry lines coming by your place in Texas, okay? But I would say, to answer your question, I would say you're in a continental tropical air mass right now.
So is the snow from a front?
Yeah, front, but it's from this low pressure system. Okay. Fronts also produce precipitation, which we'll learn soon. Okay. So, did you download that thing that I asked you to download? I emailed you. Sorry, it was a day. It was early this day. If you didn't download it and read it now, please. It's in the handout section of Doc Sharing of eCollege, which is a mouthful. And while you do that, I'm going to check up on
That's us.
Okay. All right, that's good. We're
So
good.
leave it?
Yeah, okay.
Did you see it? And who hasn't read it yet?
Oh, we're reading.
Has everyone read it? Okay, then take the time to read. Yeah, I would say definitely you're in a continental tropical air mass, Fort Worth people. It's pretty hot, but it's pretty dry. Okay. Yes.
Can I ask a
Laura.
question? So, where my parents live in Texas right now, would that be like they live in Lubbock? Would that be a cold front because it went from snowing to 70 degrees outside? Would that have to do with like more that it's so
Yeah, there
flat?
must have been a passage of a front. I'll have to check. Like, was it just recent?
Yeah. Like this
Yeah, I'll
week
have
it went from snowing and now it's like 70, 65, 70. So I was wondering if
Yeah,
that would be.
Yeah, or it could be just simply really strong warm advection where warmer air is blowing over your region because the winds are southerly.
Okay.
And usually it's warmer to the south, so there's lots of warm air blowing over a region.
Okay.
So are we done reading? Pretty dramatic, huh? Right? So on the next page, and since no one said they're not done reading, on the next page I'm going to describe to you what happened, okay? The opening details the passage of a spectacular cold front as it moved through Illinois on December 21st, 1836. Although no reliable temperature records are available, estimates are that as the front swept through, air masses dropped almost instantaneously from the 40-ish in Fahrenheit to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So within a minute, a few minutes at most, it went from 40 to 0 Fahrenheit. Fortunately, temperature changes of this magnitude are quite rare with cold fronts. Yes, I've never experienced that. But what a dramatic change in temperature from 40-ish to 0 in a few minutes. That's why everything would freeze almost instantaneously. So they've described the passage of a front, which really is basically an air mass moving out of a region and a new air mass, a different air mass moving in. Okay, so you understand that reading, what you just read? So let's talk about fronts, all right? I wish I had that spectacular example to show you, but I don't. But fronts are basically a boundary between air masses, two different air masses. It really is a boundary. And as I said, I know it's hard to appreciate, but my friend in Colorado, he said he found the boundary of the front between two telephone poles. This is in he lives in the mountains of Boulder, Colorado. And between those two telephone poles, the temperature changed 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're talking about a few hundred feet, a few hundred yards, okay, between those two telephones poles. That's quite impressive. All right. So, fronts. Tell me, I'm just asking, what are some of the characteristics? We're trying to find ways to locate a front. You know, eventually you're going to have to locate a front on a weather map. I'm not saying what kind of front. Let's not worry about that yet. Okay? Ways to locate a front. And the reading has sort of hinted at that. Okay? What can we say about, is there a strong temperature gradient associated with a front, or a weak temperature or no temperature gradient? Remember, temperature gradient is the change of temperature over a given region. Brits.
It would be a strong temperature gradient.
Strong temperature gradient. So 1, it is on the warm side. We're trying to locate a front. Warm side of a region of strong temperature gradients. Remember, that's where the isotherms are really close together. So you're saying warm side. What the heck does that mean? Well, here's the example. All right. We're looking from above. Here is, let's say this is a maritime tropical air mass, and this is continental polar. Let's say it's 70 degrees in the center of the maritime tropical and 10 degrees at the center of this continental polar. All right? If you drove from the 70 degree place to 10 degree place, wouldn't you expect to run into 60 degrees, 55, 50, whatever? You have a thermometer on your car? Yes. And so there should be temperature gradients. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. We're looking from above. These are isotherms. So tell me, location A, location B. Which side is on the warm side of a region of strong temperature gradients? B. Yes, Maddie.
B.
B. So I am going to put a line, and the line, it doesn't this is like really ideal, okay? Idealized. So I'm going to put a line, a thick line here, as just from temperature gradients, I would say the front is located here. Now, the front doesn't have to be exactly parallel to the isotherms, but this is just idealized. 2. This is second way. There's like all these ways, and you try to combine them. It's also, I think they talk about dew point temperature in relationship to this front isodrosotherms. It's in the moist side of a region of strong dew point temperatures. T sub D. Why do I say moist side? Because that's the next reading. But the higher the dew point temperature, the more water vapor is in the air. You know, if it's 70, right now in Texas, even though it's hot for this time of year, the dew point temperature is like 38. That's pretty dry. Okay, so same example. If I'm going too fast and move it, let me know. But here are some isodrosotherms. Okay, T sub D. I'll say 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 50. You know, I'm just making up numbers. 30, 20. All right. Where's the moist side of a region of strong dew point temperatures? A or B?
B.
B, because the greater the dew point temperature, the moister, the more water vapors in the air. That makes sense? So I'm going to put my, if I only had dew point temperature to locate the front, I would say the front is right here. Eventually you'll have 2 or 3 ways. This was from the reading before. Okay, in the homework actually. Tell me about the wind direction as you go from one side of the front to the other. This was, I don't know if the last assignment or 2 assignments before that. I like these homework assignments. You may not, but they ask you, you know, you're learning something from it rather than just spitting out what you learned. Samir raised his hand first. Thank you, Mary.
Don't they blow towards each other?
Well, not necessarily.
Like in opposite
Many times, yes. But what can you say about the wind direction as you go across the front?
They change directions?
Yes. There is a strong wind shift. So 3. This is 3. This is the third way of locating a front. Sorry. Ooh, where am I? Right here. Get you seasick. Strong wind shift. And when I say wind shift, I mean in direction. Across the front. So here's my front. Okay, again, we're looking from above. I'm not saying what kind of front it is yet. Yes, Mary.
So when you say a strong wind shift, does that typically mean 180 degrees, or can it be less?
No, it's I don't. It's hard to say what kind of degree shift because some fronts are sort of weak, so there's less of a shift.
Okay. You just see a shift.
Typically, like on one side, you might see southerly winds at one point, and then right across from it, you might see westerly or northwesterly winds. Okay, typically. Sometimes the shift is more subtle than that. So as soon as, in the reading they gave those meteograms where they showed a sudden shift in winds. You know the front has passed. We call it faux pas. Not faux pas, but faux pas means frontal passage. Okay. As this front, moves to the right. Okay. So that's it for now. There's one other way. So now let's talk about different kinds of fronts. What are the different kinds of fronts? Yes, somebody I'm going to ask besides Samir. Mason.
The different kinds of fronts.
Yes, types of front. There were three.
Cold front, warm front, and stationary
let's
front.
Stick with that. Let's stick with cold front. What makes a cold front a cold front? Yes, Britt.
It's when the cold air. They don't call it pushes forward. They call it something else. Advances. The cold air advances.
Yes. The kind of front is determined solely by the movement of air in the cold air, the wind in the cold air. I'm going to put the cold front symbols already. It's blue, and I'll put the triangles in later. But here's cold air, here's warm air. We're looking from above. Which is denser, cold air or warm air?
Cold.
Michael.
No.
Cold air.
Cold air it's heavier. It is denser. So if two people fight and one is heavier than the other, most likely the lighter guy is not going to be pushing the heavier guy around. I mean, you can, I guess. But it's the heavier guy going to be pushing the lighter guy around. So it's the movement of cold air that's going to be pushing the warm air around. And so if you have notice this is a component of the front. And if you took physics or are taking physics, you know what I mean about a vector component. A component of the wind blowing towards the front. If you aren't taking physics, I still hope you know what I mean. Okay? This air is not blowing perpendicularly. It's more like it's both perpendicular and parallel, sort of. So this cold air is moving towards the front. And therefore it's called a cold front. Why? What direction do you think this front's going to move in? And here's the symbols. The teeth always points towards where the cold air is moving. Sorry, I'm in direction that cold air is moving. Or you can say it points away from the cold air. It is solid blue triangles with a blue line. What direction will the front move? Remember, the cold air is going to be pushing the warm air around.
They'll move towards the where the triangles are pointing.
Yeah. The movement of the front. It's going to be pushing the warm air aside. It's going to move westward or eastward. Okay. There's another kind of front. Eric, give me another name of a front.
Warm front.
Warm front. I might as well draw the symbols already. And it is a red line with bumps, half bumps. And the warm air is here, and the cold air is here. And in a warm front, what direction is the cold air moving? Towards the front or away from the front?
Away.
Away. So here is, I'm going to draw a wind direction. Again, I'm not going to draw exactly perpendicular, But notice how there's a component of the wind blowing away from the front. Here's the warm air. Typically, the air is blowing towards the front. Now, when the warm air hits the front, is it going to be pushing the cold air around? No. It's the movement of the cold air that dictates what kind of front it is. And since the cold air is moving northward, let's say, that's the direction of the movement of the front. Direction of movement of the front. And typically, since the warm air is blowing from the south, it's just going to be following along. Okay. And the teeth, again, always points in the direction that the front is moving in. Not the teeth, but the bumps. Finally, what's the last? Yes, Mary.
Just a little bit unrelated, but does it matter which side you put the sticks on, the wind direction? Can you put them on either side?
I can't describe what side. I mean, this is the side that you do it versus this side. Am I going to care if you do it on a test? No. I don't know how to describe that it's this side rather than that side. I just, after 30
it's always
years,
just done that way.
28 years, I was like, that's the side, That's a great
thank
question.
You.
But I guarantee you, if that's the thing, I don't care on a test. Laurel, you okay?
Oh yeah, I was just asking a question. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't know what stick thing she was talking about.
This?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't describe that very well.
It's the wind speeds. Okay. That's what she means by the sticks. I don't know how to describe it either, so it's sort of weird. So, okay.
Sorry.
What's the last kind of front?
Stationary?
Stationary. By definition, is the stationary front moving?
No.
But didn't it say that you can move slowly?
It can move slowly. There's criteria. I mean, what's the difference between a very slow moving warm front and a stationary front? It sort of depends. I mean, there's a criterion. I forget. I didn't quiz you on what the criteria is, if it was given in the wording. So here's my stationary front. Actually, it's alternating blue and red lines. Sorry, I'll do it. I was going to be lazy, but better not be. I won't, you fill it in, but I'm being lazy. Here's the cold air. Here's the warm air. For a stationary front, since the front is not moving, and when I say moving, I mean the movement perpendicular to the front. I don't care if it's moving east or west. I mean north-south. At point X, predict what the wind direction needs to be at point X in order for this front to be stationary. Again, it's the movement of the air in the cold air. I think this was in the reading. The wind direction has to be exactly what with respect to the front?
Perpendicular? No, parallel.
Parallel, yeah.
What has to
Right? If it's blowing parallel, it's neither blowing away or towards the front. And so the front isn't moving. And that's one of the things in the homework they're going to ask you to show that if you see the winds are parallel to the front, it's stationary. All right, questions? So the big news is, and I did send you a couple of emails. I'll try not to bombard you, but did you get some emails about the weather that was, this nor'easter, like the last couple days? Okay, Samir?
What about occluded fronts?
Oh, I'm not even going to worry about that right now. Okay? That all the explanations in the book are wrong. So I'm almost, it's really hard difficult to really explain occluded front. So I might just ignore that for now. Okay. I think even in this reading it's wrong. It's the same explanation like for the last 3,000 years. I'm just kidding. But it's, the last 20 years they've come up with a new reason for what an occluded front is, and it's totally different from the book. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. So what's been the big thing? And again, I hope you got my emails. I tried not to bombard you, but so here's this. I'm going to do a time sequence. Just go through a little bit. This is what time and date is this weather map valid for?
7 p.m. on the 25th.
7 p.m., 7 or 6 p.m. 7 Eastern Time, 6 p.m. on the 26th, which is, that's Sunday evening, isn't it? Well, this is the low that sort of is, well, it's associated with this big nor'easter. This is called, at this time, it was called an Alberta Clipper. Because Alberta means it's telling you where it originated from. So where's Alberta? I'm sorry, I know my states, but not my provinces. I think this is Alberta. So these clippers tend to come from Canada and quickly move southward. Okay, and right now you see a low, it's 1004 or 1003. There's an L here. Okay, we got 2 inches of snow, big deal. Okay, obviously in Texas or Nashville or Florida, it would be a huge deal. And then 12 hours later, this is what? 7 a.m. on the 26th. So that's Monday morning. Can you see this? Is this big enough? Better? What typically happens, and I'm not going to explain, I'm not going to try to tell you why, but what typically happens is that this low dies, weakens, and a new low develops off the coast. This is really the nor'easter. And again, why it doesn't, it just does. So typically these clippers, they die as they get close to the coast, and this new one strengthens and it becomes a nor'easter. So right now its central pressure is about 1,004. I'm just about. Okay. And then 24 hours after that, I'm sorry. This is, getting you seasick again. 17Z of the 26th, yesterday. What time is 17Z?
10 a.m.
17Z is you subtract 5 hours or 6. 5 or 4. It's 12 noon or 11 a.m., right? Noon Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Fort Worth time or Mississippi time. Or is Nashville in Central Time?
Central, yep.
Okay. So here's the low. Okay, that other clipper it's sort of gone. Okay, it's dying. All right, so this is basically the nor'easter that's going to move up the coast and really strengthen. So I won't keep doing, I'll do a couple more. This is 0Z of the 27th, which is when? That's 7 p.m. last night. There, it's really strengthening. Okay, see that? So the central pressure is 992 millibars. And at that time, I'll show you some surface maps, but here's some radar. You see precipitation all over the place. Look at those pressure gradients. What do I mean by pressure gradients, Victoria? What's a pressure gradient?
Let me look it up in my notes. Sorry.
What's a gradient in general of any
The
quantity?
change, like the change in temperature?
Yeah, well, the
So
change of a quantity over a given distance. In this case, pressure
Yeah.
gradient is the change of pressure over a given distance. Would you say the pressure gradient is relatively strong or weak here?
Strong.
Strong.
Strong. The isobars are really tightly packed. And then I think one more. Wow. This is, see, where did we go? 0Z of that's last night to 12Z this morning. That's 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. Now the central pressure is 976 millibars. Do you have a twin sister, Britt?
I do.
Wow. Okay, I thought it was like something was wrong with the camera or something. Okay. Well, hello.
Sorry.
That's all right. How much did the pressure drop in those 12 hours? It went from 992, the lowest pressure in the low, to 976. How much did the pressure drop in 12 hours?
16 or
Half. 16 millibars. That qualifies, I gave it a name for a storm in which the pressure drops at more than a rate of 1 millibar in 1 hour. In other words, at a rate of 24 millibars in 24 hours. Last Thursday. I gave a name to that kind of storm.
I wasn't here last Thursday.
Who?
I had a soccer game.
Oh, I didn't ask. Did I say Taft?
I thought you said Taft.
You did.
Oh, did I?
It's okay.
Sorry, somebody.
It's okay.
You guys, when you miss these classes, you should check. There's an online video of this class, okay?
Oh, really? That's
Yep.
sweet.
Check your IT person.
The academic advisor.
Academic advisor. The liaison,
Check
or
'em out.
whatever.
Is it a nori? No, never mind.
It's a bomb. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember a bomb is one of these low pressure centers whose pressure drops more than 1 millibar an hour for like 12 hours. 24 millibars in 24 hours. This low is really strengthening. So I won't do any more. I mean, I just want to show you the evolution. But first of all, here's a satellite picture. What time is this map valid? And guys, they're actually giving you the seconds for, the seconds, not just the minutes, but the seconds. What time is this weather map, this infrared picture visible or valid for?
7:30 a.m.
8:30.
7:30 a.m. and 18 seconds, or 6:30 a.m. Can you see this nor'easter? Yes?
Yeah.
Look at the extent of this. I'm not saying it affects Florida, but it affects all the way, its size. Its size is all the way from Nova Scotia to Florida, as far as distance, the extent of it. And this is the classic comma cloud configuration. That means it's a really strong storm. I have some surface maps for you. This is 12Z this morning. Can you see the map? I zoomed it. This is Massachusetts. Okay. Tell me the strongest wind that you see.
35. Right.
This is at the surface, by the way. This is not in the upper air where, I see
40. 50.
50 knots. This is at the surface, guys. 50 knots, which is, 55 miles per hour. Okay? It's windy. Why? Because of and again, we'll learn why, but because of the strong pressure gradients. How about, do you see any heavy snow, or is it moderate snow? This is light snow. What kind of snow are they having here?
Heavy snow.
Not really heavy snow.
Yeah, it's 4. The bigger I make it, then it becomes blurry. But that's 4 asterisks. That's heavy snow.
There's more too. In Massachusetts, I think is what you said.
Yes, and I think I didn't look at the latest, but I think the predicted amount of snow is good. I mean, they nailed it pretty well in Boston, but I think New York, I think they didn't get quite as much snow as they were predicting. I think they only got like a foot of snow and not 20 inches of snow. But still, this is interesting to me. Ooh, I better make this smaller. Is there anything? Yeah, it's just interesting. Okay, I'm not going to have you read this whole thing, but this is from the National Weather Service. Okay, it's called the forecast discussion. They're supposed to be professionals. Okay, and they didn't do anything inappropriate, but they're just getting all excited about how strong the storm is. And so what I highlighted and in red and in bold, the last sentence the guy types in, he goes, "It's bombogenesis, baby," meaning the storm is really deepening. The pressure is dropping more than 1 millibar per hour, so it qualifies as that bomb. But he's so excited, and I would be too if I was in Boston or New York Weather Service. That was his last statement in this really, formal, lots of scientific words, forecasting discussion. Okay, it's not for the general public could read it and wouldn't understand what they're talking about. But believe it or not, by the end of this class, you will be able to understand some of what they're talking about. Right now, it's just a whole bunch of words. But he was saying, I don't think this actually happened, but they were predicting the pressure to fall 40 to 50 millibars in 18 hours. I don't think that's actually what happened, but it was still a pretty good storm. So, bombogenesis. Yes. So, all right. Questions? They do get carried away, and I would too. So, what's the biggest snowstorm that you've been in, even in Texas?
Last year or maybe the year before, we had it.
4 days.
Yeah, we had like ice for like 4 days. We don't get snow, we get ice.
Demir, do you know what snow is?
Yeah, I've been to Canada.
I was gonna show you pictures of it, like So
Yeah,
okay.
no, I've been to Canada.
And Britt, I know Britt, you get snow. So all right.
It's
So
snowing
there is
right
a
now.
reading. This reading, there are parts I will go over myself because it's talking about evaporation, condensation, saturation, vapor pressure, a lot of chemistry stuff. But it is important, okay? So I want to go over that. And Britt, when I log off, hang on, okay? We'll log off and then hang on. I'm going to call you, okay? I mean, sorry, Victoria, okay?
Oh, okay.
What's that? Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know, whenever you do miss a class, if you could please get a hold of Miss Zobe. She will be able to get you a link to any of the recordings of the classes that you missed. So if you could just, and I believe you should all have gotten an email from her already. You should have her contact information. I think that's right. Is that right?
Yes.
Miss Zobe, you guys know who I'm talking about?
No.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, anyone who doesn't, oh, actually, I have it right here. You might want to write this down.
Her email address?
Yeah.
I will send you her email address to everybody.
Okay, Mr. Chang will do that. And if you just let her know I missed class on this day for meteorology, she should be able to just get you a link so you can go watch the video for that class. All right?
So Victoria, just hang on, okay? I'll log off and call. Yes, Laurel.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Okay.
Laurel.
Sorry. For old quizzes I've missed, would you email those?
No, we're not gonna. It won't count against you. So okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So bombogenesis. All right. Okay.
All right.
I'll call
Thanks,
you
Mr. Chang.
Victoria.
Okay.
I get
Okay.
excited too about this stuff.
Hang on.
Anything like calling on your cell phone?
Okay, let's talk now.
Turn off recording.
Let's talk now, and then if for some reason it drops us, then I'll call you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You might not. You might just have to record it.
So where do I? Just 1 second. Sorry, give me. I wanna stop the recording because that's. Should we just log
Okay.
off? I'll call her.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point.
Yeah, I'll just call you, okay? Because I
Okay.
don't want this to be on a recording, so.
Okay.
just for-